I'm here interviewing Jay Thompson from Thompson's Realty, and he is my featured social media marketing expert of the day.
Thanks.
Are there any other ways that people get to read your blog? Do you use other social media to?
I use Twitter a lot. Twitter's not a good prospecting tool, but it's a wonderful tool for broadcasting messages. So almost every blog post I write, I'll link to it and send a tweet out about that. And that drives a tremendous amount of traffic to the blog. I have every blog post I write gets automatically fed to my Facebook page. They'll make connections that way. Also goes to LinkedIn, my LinkedIn profile. Blog posts show up there. Excuse me. So all those social media sites, I look at the blog as the analogy I use is look at it like a bicycle wheel. Okay, you've got the hub in the middle and you've got spokes that go out to the side. So my blog is the hub of my social media presence, for lack of a better word. And then you've got Yelp, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these sites that are the spokes. So that everything points back to the hub.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of corny.
But you did say that you felt that Twitter was a direct result of a number of your sales last year.
Yeah, I can directly attribute Twitter to 8 or 9 sales. It depends on how you count. The way I get sales directly from Twitter is Twitter's a wonderful tool to meet people in real life. And real life is and always will be the best social network out there, ever. Because real estate's a very personal business, like we were saying. So there's through using the power of Twitter to reach out to people, and we have regularly scheduled tweet-ups, meetups. There's East Valley Friday nights. There's now West Valley Friday nights. There's a North Valley Friday nights. Downtown Friday nights. So there's all these gatherings where people meet and socialize in real life that are kind of organized on Twitter. We're outside Liberty Market. There's a breakfast that's done last Thursday of every month is here. And I go to a lot of those meetups or tweet-ups. I don't go to sell real estate. You can't push sales and business in the social media space, because if I were to walk into an East Valley Friday Nights gathering with a stack of business cards and started handing them out to people and talking about real estate, I'd get thrown out. Nobody wants to hear that. That's not why they're there. But everybody I meet at East Valley Friday Nights knows I sell real estate. I tweet about real estate. They know I have a blog. So I've never handed anybody. Now we got a train, so we got helicopters and trains. What are the odds? I've never handed any of those people in those social settings a business card. You wouldn't go to a cocktail party or a dinner party and start handing out business cards, because I hope you wouldn't. So I don't do that at the events. But they all know I sell real estate, so when they start to have real estate questions, or they are considering buying or selling real estate, then sometimes they pick up the phone, send me a direct message on Twitter and say, "Can I talk to you?" Got one yesterday from someone.
Wow.
2 days ago.
What are some other benefits of using social media that you've experienced?
Social media, it's a great platform, like I said, for broadcasting your message, although you can't just broadcast it. It needs to be two-way. Twitter specifically has helped me learn to write better, and that sounds weird because Twitter's limited to 140 characters, but I tend to write 2 blog posts that are too long. I was the kind of kid in high school when the teacher said, write a 500-word essay on whatever, I'd raise my hand. He goes, "All right, if I do 1,000 words." And my friends hated that, but I've always been too verbose sometimes. So Twitter's been really good at helping me sharpen and focus my writing better. But it's just all of social media to me it's just a great platform to meet people, to learn to communicate better. As a news source, I mean, if you want real-time news, you can't get much more real-time news than on Twitter. When the plane crashed in the Hudson River, there's the guy on the ferry boat that was there and took a picture of people standing on the wing of the plane. There's an earthquake in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and there's tweets coming out. People are in the earthquake, and they're sending out Twitter messages. All the stuff in Iran, the Iranian protests, there's people in the crowd sending out Twitter. That is as real-time a news source as you're ever going to find. I mean, there's a lot of crap in there too, but it's an incredibly powerful medium, I guess is the word, for communication. It's cool stuff.
Well, if you were, this video is going to be watched by business owners who are looking for marketing ideas for their business, and we're especially talking about social media today. What else can you say? What else do you want to say to people who are marketing their business? I wanted to add one thing though. How long did it take?
It does take time. It takes time to build up following on Twitter, readership on a blog. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's not a magic pill. It's not, blogging and social media and Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff gets a lot of press. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think it's the purple pill. It's the magic pill to untold wealth and riches, and it's not. It takes time. It does take a lot of time. My personal blog, or my real estate blog, personally it was probably a good 8 months to a year before I started this real positive money come out of that. And that was a year of writing blog posts almost every day, at least 3 times a week. I'd say you have to do. Twitter, I've been on Twitter for a couple of years, built up about 6,000 followers now, which it's not a ton. I mean, there's people out there with 1 million followers. I'll never get that. I don't want that. So it takes time. There's no question that it takes time.
What about, again, going back to marketing?
My biggest tip for people is, in the social media space, the hard sell does not work. It just flat doesn't. The people that are in social media don't like that. They don't appreciate that. We were talking earlier about, we were in a restaurant that there's a guy named Joe Johnston that has 3 restaurants in Gilbert. Brilliant use of Twitter and social media, because he doesn't hard sell. You'll never see a tweet come out of one of Joe's restaurants that says stopping today, $2 off, that type of thing. It's very untraditional marketing. He responds to Twitter messages, not necessarily Joe Johnston himself, but the team of his people in his restaurants. Very responsive, very interactive. It's the soft sell approach that works. The best example I have is in Twitter, I keep a search running constantly for the word Phoenix, because I live in Phoenix. I sell real estate in Phoenix, so I will see tweets coming across occasionally where people mention, I'm looking to buy a house in Phoenix, or I want to sell a house in Phoenix, or something like that. This was probably about 6 weeks ago. Somebody sent out a Twitter message, showed up in that search column, and she said the tweet was along the lines of, I want to buy a house in Phoenix, don't know where to start, something along those lines. And I sent her a Twitter message back and I said, you're about to get inundated by real estate agents. And I watched, and I followed her, and I watched, and within about 30 minutes later, she followed me back and sent me a direct message. And she said, oh my God, she goes, there are real estate agents that are just bugging the crap out of me. And I saw some of the Twitter message responses to her, things like, I can help you buy a house, call me, what's your phone number, you need to talk to me, and just people just pushing her. And I sent her a Twitter message. I said, you know what, if you're interested, I'd be happy to talk to you. Here's my phone number, here's my email, call me if you want to. It was a couple weeks ago that we took her out and started showing her houses. She liked that because it was not hard sell, it wasn't pushing, it was very soft, it was very personal, and leaving it up to her. That's how hard for a lot of business people, whether it's real estate or retail or whatever, to not sell. I mean, you just can't do that in the social media space.
That's great. Well, if people want to get a hold of you to, talk to you more about, real estate, or how do you market your business, how do they get a hold of you?
We can go to the blog, phoenixrealestateguy.com. There's all kinds of contact information there. Twitter, PHXRE Guy, PHXREGUY is my Twitter ID. Emails jay@thompsonsrealty.com. Probably the best, easiest way though, thing to remember, phoenixrealestateguy.com. Just click on the contact button. Email, fax, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is there. Easy to find.
All right.
Just Google Jay Thompson.
Perfect. Thank you, Jay.
Sure.